those pesky Octowingers! Did I get your attention? Hey, welcome to the Splatoon slop. As someone who's played Splatoon since the first entry, and only just joined the community during late 2022, there has always been a prominent issue throughout the community. Competitive players being insane for no reason, artists drawing minors pregnant, yes this is real, and I guess the whitewashing allegations. Now for those who are actually employed, let me quickly explain what black and whitewashing is. Whitewashing is when, typically on Twitter, a character with darker skin is drawn lighter than their original tone, blackwashing being the exact opposite, although some users claim only whitewashing is real. With this in mind, whenever an artist would draw a character even 1% lighter than usual, for whatever reason such as, let's say, artistic choice, not just Splat Twitter, but the usual suspects on Twitter would act like it's a world-shattering, hit the second tower, World War III initiating event. Let's talk about it. Let's start off with one of the most major cases of whitewashing in the Splatoon community, the Marina Incident. For those out of the loop, a Japanese artist drew the Splatoon character Marina with a slightly lighter skin tone. With the release of the artwork, both the Twitter freaks and that side of Splat Twitter decided to team up, all because said artist dared to not draw her one-to-one to her video game counterpart. I mean, how dare they? Such fiends! At the time of writing this, the post is currently sitting at a total of 18,000 retweets. The Splatoon community is riddled with literal predators, but artwork where Marina is just slightly lighter than how she looks in game, that's just way too far. Quickly, quote retweet the artist with a drawing of you saying you want them dead! This post was from last year, by the way. The artist who made this is currently 26. So the assumption is they were at the very least 25 when they made the cognitive decision to draw this. Most sane Twitter freak. Yes, Queen, send underline threats to an artist who had the goal, the balls, to draw your favorite fictional character mere shades lighter. Now show him. The fanfare was allegedly kicked off by the post, which goes as follows.
Why did you lighten her skin color? The eyedropper tool exists.
Which eventually snowballed into other responses such as,
this is genuinely so pathetic. You have so much art to color pick / reference from, and you still do this? Embarrassing. Japanese people stop whitewashing dark-skinned characters challenge. Why is she white? This shows that people don't know how to use the eyedropper tool, or just uses it, but makes her skin lighter.
You will not bring your ghetto here. You will not bring your ghetto here.
Marina is still dark-skinned in the artwork, but because she isn't a carbon copy of how she looks in game, Twitter will want you to believe she's suddenly Aryan. If anything, this take is racist, as it's telling you not only black people, but people of color who aren't the darkest shades, that if they're not a set complexion, they're suddenly white. I can't tell if this is a good or a bad thing. Call me woke, but I think this mentality is more harmful than anything these people are mystically seeing in this artwork.
She's just an octopus. Okay, I don't give a crap if you don't think she's black. That's still not her dang skin color. Color picking is so freaking easy. If you can't get skin colors right in 2024, you're a bad artist. JP artists draw POC normally challenge impossible.
Wait, what do you mean, normally? Is this user insinuating people of color aren't normal, unless they're a certain shade? Horrifying stuff, man, horrifying stuff. Also, don't forget the I fixed it crowd. We're in mid-2020 and we still haven't left this in the 2010s. AI art isn't allowed on Twitter, if you catch my drift, you get harassed. Drawing a character marginally different to the source material, counting their dark skin of course, you get harassed. But tweaking an artist's work without their consent, with the sole purpose to be spiteful, now that's just another Tuesday. AI art is evil, bad, hurts artists. But when an artist draws something they dislike, their complaints are still present, sometimes even more than ever. Seriously, what do these people even want? Ironically, this is the same demographic which complains about artists not wanting to draw dark-skinned characters, by the way. It's all about pick up a pencil until the pencil is actually picked up.
I hate how normalized whitewashing is in Japanese culture.
The same thing could be said about the West. The West love, and I mean love, to blackwash Japanese characters. But if a Japanese person were to criticize them for this, these people would be concerningly quick to anger, and don't forget the racist accusations. Everyone knows anyone who disagrees with you is a racist bigot. Imagine erasing Asian people just to redraw, sometimes even trace over them, all in the effort to make them black. But no, a Japanese person drawing a character slightly lighter than usual is the problem. Please consult the side. They are two sides of the exact coin. One cannot be shamelessly lambasted while the other is praised. But I digress. The harassment was so severe, it caused the poor Japanese artist to apologize for the artwork. Imagine being so privileged, so delusional, you see artwork of a fictional video game character, faintly lighter than usual, and the first course of action is to harass them into submission. In support of the recent situation, another artist drew Marina in the same shade. Twitter being displeased is an understatement.
Made this easier to look at. Stuff like this is why Splatoon should be gatekept. We got nobody's thinking they know stuff in the community. I bet half of these people ain't know how much racist stuff goes on in here, and I'm tired of staying silent about it. We're human too. Treat us with the same damn respect.
I always found it mesmerizing how people on Twitter will show so much humanity, empathy, all for a fictional character. Like, these people care more about how a fictional character is drawn over real people. The well-being of the people they berate means utterly nothing as long as the artist drawing isn't to their liking. Imagine saying an already gatekept community should be gatekept solely because an artist dared to draw one of their fictional characters marginally lighter. And as I said, this is the same community with the Predator problem, but they treat artwork, which they don't fancy, as an Avengers level threat. As someone who's actually part of the community, I mean it when I say this energy is almost never present for people who endanger minors. But I digress. This post was obviously for attention. Like, come on. Another case of the Splatoon community falling for obvious bait. Wouldn't be the first time. We still aren't done. Remember this video? I previously made a video regarding the Splatoon community having, unsurprisingly, yet another mental breakdown, just this time over a competitive player having his Inkling with, guess what, darker skin, opposed to his real skin tone. TLDR, at the time there was this trend where people would show a picture of themselves and their Inkling/Artists side by side. A nice harmless trend which was obviously ruined by Twitter freaks. Like, we had people unironically calling this digital blackface, people claiming he peepless, blackwashed his Splatoon avatar, and were overall trying to find any reason to call him racist.
My timeline is so messed up that I was subjected to digital blackface in Splatoon discourse. I don't get why you white people are so obsessed with us and want to be like us. He blackwashed his Splatoon avatar. That might be the context. Non-black people with a black inkling is always a yellow flag. Why are you black? Why is bro using a black avatar when he ain't black? Like?
Nah, man. Ooh, we're failing as a people.
If the tables were flipped, there wouldn't be any leniency for this behavior, by the way. Scary stuff. Leave it to the Splatoon community to gatekeep the skin tone of their playable fictional character. I wholeheartedly could not see how race swapping of several of the characters, some of which are people of color, according to the fandom of course, but playing as a character which has a different complexion to you is suddenly where the line must be drawn? To the point races or marks must be dished. It's quite interesting really, as when a black guy did the exact inverse, you didn't see even a fraction of the same outrage. How curious. It's okay when the black guy does it, but when a white person, that's just too far. Now, the most recent incident. This situation was yet again kicked off by another Twitter freak complaining via screenshot because they're too scared to actually quote retweet. Said tweet got 2 million views and over 40,000 likes, so not a small situation in the slightest. This caused an avalanche of harassment towards the artist per usual.
Why is she white? How are you people this bad at coloring a character correctly? Are you effing stupid?
People even wanted them to quit art. The I fixed the crowd also made an appearance, of course. Now, actually discussing the artwork, it's obviously desaturated. As an artist myself, I could tell from a first glance. Luckily, I wasn't the only one who noticed. As others applied more saturation to the drawing, they came to the not so mind-blowing revelation that said drawing everyone was losing their mind over, to the point they were accusing the artist of being racist, was simply desaturated. You're actually stupid. This artist is using desaturated colors, and when you put the saturation all the way up, surprise surprise, it's brown. A bit of research on color would have prevented this. Freak everyone who harassed this artist. When looking at the artist's other works, they're all in the same exact style, drained of color. Imagine jumping on the hate wagon when an artistic technique was simply used. I understand most of these people are used to making black edits of existing characters instead of actually honing their craft as an artist, so they have no idea what styles and techniques are, but this is just disgusting behavior. Setting aside how these people don't understand the concept of saturation, what makes this worse is how they're harassing an artist who can't even speak their language. Imagine making a cute artwork of a character, just for people from the other side of the planet to berate you in a language you can't even speak, solely because they're artistically illiterate. In the end, the artist took down their art and was essentially forced to make a statement, of which they also deleted. Good on them. Never apologize for something you never did, especially towards people who never accept it. Despite that, if you had the audacity to defend this artist, the Twitter freaks wouldn't show mercy to you either.
If Frye was real, she would slap the absolute crap out of you, gang. I'm no longer nicely engaging with y'all on this topic. I hope anyone who tries to downplay whitewashing end up dead.
You ghetto. You straight ghetto. You straight ghetto.
These people became not only the race police, but also the follower constables. Everyone knows you aren't allowed to follow someone I personally dislike.
Frye enthusiast. And then proceeds to let his favorite idol be dehumanized by completely erasing her racial identity.
Something is wrong with you!
Look at the words these people are using, dehumanized, and she's a fictional video game character. The same people will glory at and literally cannibalize artists who don't do what they want, but then they have the audacity to speak on dehumanization. Though if I call these people retarded, I'm the Okay, so I was editing the video and it just made me think, like unironically, how do they get away with race-swapping characters, some of which are literally Asian, but if you dare to draw a dark-skinned character mere shades lighter, you'd be no different to a literal terrorist. Like, they're all about representation, but use Blasian as an excuse to blatantly race swap a character. If someone drawing Frye or Marina a lighter tone is erasing their racial identity, even when it's literally desaturation, then by drawing Callie, Marie, and Pearl, characters of which the community all claim are Asian, as black, isn't that also erasing their racial identity? Don't look at me, I'm just using their own logic here. I don't know, I just think it's increasingly insincere to be so against drawing a character off model, but when it's done in a way you personally fancy, there are no complaints to be had. You can't even pull the, well actually, motives matter card, when it's quite obvious there wasn't any malice behind the artist's works. People just wanted something to be mad about. But what do I know? Twitter is just gonna call me an uber racist clan member and shrug off the genuine conversation that could be had here, because God forbid anyone dares to have a different opinion to yours. Even dating back as early as 2018, 7 years ago, another creator was complaining on the behalf of their friend regarding the insanity that is the whitewashing allegations. Alright, so I'm not one to rant online, but it's stuff like this that makes me absolutely furious. My best friend was being harassed online by a complete idiot and their mindless followers who have no concept of color theory over a harmless drawing. These people make me sick. The artist drew what appears to be, now correct me if I'm wrong, on Tumblr, artwork of Marina. In response, they received a barrage of negative replies such as,
"Since I ain't white, and I'm a person of color, you whitewashed Marina cause only people of color gotta say in what is, and isn't, whitewashing LMAO. Learn to draw dark-skinned people, and if you can't take the effort to do it, don't draw them. Person of color here, she's right, you did whitewash Marina. Honey, it's whitewashing. Uppy block me, I'm begging you, I don't wanna see your stuff in my dash ever again."
This is what the artwork looks like, by the way. If anything, this just goes to show how this type of mentality has been around in the Splatoon community for almost, if not a decade now. Imagine harassing an artist when, in all fairness, compared to the other artwork seen in the video, it was the most accurate to its source material. For fans of a game which is, quite literally, based on painting a canvas of your color, they don't seem to have the most basic understanding of how color palettes work. But something which really caught my eye was this response to the original call out. According to these people, POC characters cannot be affected by lighting, and their skin color must remain the same forever, and if it's slightly lighter than the original skin color, then it's whitewashing. Is that right? It appears most of these people don't understand the concept of lighting, like at all. As a person of color myself, my complexion doesn't stay the same. Depending on the environment, it's subject to change. I can't believe I have to explain this, but in sunlight equals lighter. In shade equals darker. Very simple, right? So why are the usual suspects acting like this is rocket science? It's insane.
Can't blame them because they're all like underage kids.
If you guys want to complain about real whitewashing, cite the Samuel off the hook plush. There's no pastel, no desaturation, or any other color palette excuse here. Marina quite literally has the same tone as Pearl. Out of every example I've displayed in the video, this is the only one which truly matches the whitewashing description. Maybe, just maybe, instead of attacking artists for drawing a character's exact tone wrong, or using artistic techniques such as desaturation, you should go after the real examples, because there's unironically no excuse here. But no, the Japanese artist must receive my unending wrath. It really begs the question, why is blackwash art, some of which are allegedly of other people of color, as in Asians, I'm referring to how Pearl, Marie, Kelly, and Shiva are all supposedly Asian, how are they seemingly allowed to be blackwashed in artwork, non-stop? But if you dare to draw Marina or Frye slightly lighter than usual, or dare to not use the color picker tool, it was a life sentence by the Twitter mob. You can't just claim it's for equality or representation when you're actively erasing another's, dare I say, culture just to uplift yours. One can't be morally acceptable while the other is utterly chastised. It doesn't work like that. Either they're both acceptable, or neither of them are. Surely you can't have the frosting without the cake. Although if you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing as I make more content like this. I also have channel memberships if you want to support the channel and see content early. But yeah, that's all for me. Thanks for watching.